Yes, yes, yes. Let's copy that. Oxygen! Hey girl, how are you? Bum, 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 bum. Hey girl. Hi Abby. Lucian! Oh my god, haven't seen you for a while. Do you have a day off? Are you watching at work? What's going on? I'm the first one here, yay. Dang it, no he wasn't. Oxygen was the first, sadly. Lucian, nice to see you! Let me just change that. Assign temporary referee, there we go. So I can't wait until... You're in Edinburgh. Nice! What you doing there, girl? Thank you for the 20s! I appreciate it. Hand up. Ooh, okay. Hello, hello!
Romulus, it's you.
I'm not too bad, how are you?
I'm good,
Awesome,
I'm good.
awesome.
Yeah, just quick touching base with you and everyone else. Still working, still living, still
living the
surviving.
dream.
Yeah, just on my way to work now yet
awesome.
again. Yeah. But I have an idea for you. It's just I didn't get a chance to message you this morning.
Yes.
Mental health. Mondays, Tuesdays, whatever days.
Monday
like
usually, but then sometimes I forget and do it Tuesday, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe we could actually cover mental health with night shifts.
Yes! That would be a good topic, but you would have to be here for that.
I would be because apparently I'm due a day off either this week or next week, as in an extra day off. So I was thinking about doing it then. If you're up for it,
no problem, definitely. Ha ha
awesome
ha.
sauce. Hey, boo.
So Oxygen, enjoy your week away. Don't forget to bring me back some rock. I know, right?
Hey.
Do you know what I mean?
Where's
She's
she
in
going?
Edinburgh for a week, so you know. Yeah.
She's just gone to the
She has actually gone to see the Nessie, but then she looked in the water and saw her reflection and went, so that's where she's gone.
Look,
Yeah.
look.
Sergey, hi, how are you?
Something
Huh?
from Ebbe. Mental health, something
Yes.
I go through.
This is true. Yes, definitely. Dot pot. Hello, Dot pot.
But yeah, I literally just wanted to touch base with you, and this is easier than a phone call to basically try and get hold of you
Okay,
half the
awesome.
time.
There is a new feature now, by the way. A lot has changed since you've been away. So there is no prop points anymore. They're called experience points instead. So when you open the chest, you just get points and stuff because, you know, props has gone by the wayside because of cryptocurrency and stuff. But now you can also gift subs to people, but you have to be in the broadcast when the person's broadcasting.
Okay, so they've taken on the purple ones.
They've taken a lot of ideas from the purple one.
Gotcha. Good.
Exactly. So that's why I was asking you the other day if he was around, because Roxy was streaming and stuff, and I was going to be like, because she was the one who they tested it on before it actually got released. So,
okay.
Yeah, Roxy's up to her. But yesterday I subbed Mathis to Ryan, but I wanted to test it out on you, but you weren't here, so.
Oh, I told you, don't message me, ring me. That's the best way to
Yeah, but I didn't know what time scale you were on, so.
8 till 5,
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Okay, so you would have been around then.
Okay, there you go then.
Yeah. So next time you're around, if Roxy's on, pop in.
Are you planning a early one in the morning?
I wasn't planning on one, but tomorrow at 1 a.m, then, well, technically Wednesday 1 a.m, but Tuesday night, then yeah.
No, I mean, like, are you planning on getting up
Oh, yeah.
early? Like, maybe about
Yeah.
6, 7 in the
I don't know
morning?
about 6, 7 in the morning, but it will be early-ish. Yeah. Because, I mean, this I usually do... Yeah.
Good luck. And I'm like, I'm really proud of her. She actually got out of
Well,
bed
the body
early.
clock went completely the other way around because of the streaming and QOV, but, you know. Yeah. Thank you, Abby.
Well, I'll be around tomorrow morning from, say, 6 till maybe about 9-ish. So if you're awake,
Will do.
give me a tinkle.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
Mahoney?
Have fun.
Right. Yes, I'm going to take off now.
Right,
So
you
get to work.
I'll see you later.
See
Bye.
you later. You're going to have to kick me. I'm on the phone.
There you go. Now we got kicked. That is my long never seen co-host partner Lucian, but is now not doing co-hosting very much because of new job, because we broadcast nighttime and that's when his job happens to be. So, you know, real life comes first, so good luck to you. And I'm glad you're sticking to it and enjoying it. Well, I don't know about enjoying it. We haven't covered that part yet, but yeah. Thank you for the 10. You know that it doesn't actually count for you because you're a co-host, so... Although I wonder if it could count now, because technically you're not co-hosting anymore. And yes, Abby, mental health issues. Yes, the daily struggle. I completely know all about it, and that's what this, Mental Health Monday stream is all about. If you have issues that you want to discuss, then you're welcome to either pop up and discuss them. Thank you for the 400. I might write that one down, actually. Yeah, so anything that people want to spend my gold on you. Oh, bless. I might write that one down. So anything that people want, if they want to speak about it out loud. If there's a subject that you want to cover anonymously but would still like it to be debated or discussed, then you are more than welcome to message me on my Insta. If you're on PC, then the link to my Instagram's at the top. And if you do send me a message that way, then we will simply discuss the topic but no names. So it'd be a kind of a he said, she said, and this person wants to know, and we'd go into the topic rather than like this person has. You know, we wouldn't say that part of it. I'm the only one on here. Well, there are only 2 on here. Oh, actually, no, yeah, there's because Lucian's vanished and Oxygen's vanished and other couple of people vanished. But we'll get more back. But it always shows 2 because I know that in some broadcasts, if not all broadcasts, there's always a moderator around, obviously just to make sure that, you know, things are going the way they should do, and checking on sort of like progress of people as well, and all, you know, all the good stuff to keep to keep everyone safe, I guess, you know, because you don't want broadcasters doing stuff they shouldn't do, and you also don't want people in the chat doing stuff they shouldn't do. So that's a kind of a good thing. They won't always let you know that they're there, but it kind of shows in the counts. I don't know if I would still, if I would come out, I would still sound rough. Though you're more than welcome to stay in the chat if you're not feeling up to coming on screen, and we can still discuss anything that you'd like to discuss. I did share it in Pammy's room. Where else did I share it? I didn't share it anywhere else at the moment. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to share it in Brayden's room. And then see how many more we get. Because I thought there was one on there, but there isn't. Let me see. Scroll. YouNow self-promo. I was going to put it in Roxy's room because she lets me, because she's nice like that. But yeah, depending on... Oops. I mean, I can do voice one instead of video. I look rough still. Well, yeah, I literally just got out of the shower. And, you know, my hair's still messy and stuff. But to be honest, with the Mental Health Mondays, I decided, you know, there's not really point doing makeup and stuff for that because, you know, we want the raw stuff. So, you know, this is kind of what you get for that. James, hi, honey. Thank you for joining. How are you? But I am debating, actually, as well, whether to continue. I actually replaced Makeup Mondays with Mental Health Mondays. And we've had a couple of Mental Health Monday streams. Ironically, not many of them have been on Monday. Some of them on Tuesday, but hey-ho. But I'm debating, do I continue with the mental health or do I bring back the makeup Mondays? Because, talking about things is all well and good, but then, not every week people want to talk about stuff. And of course, I have the Discord server as well, and people are always welcome to talk in there. So I'm debating which show I should keep. Should I bring back the makeup or should I continue with the mental health? Because one of the things that I was going to do was I do a lot of videos on YouTube, and one of them was Friday's Tip to Toe, which was makeup. So I was going to put the makeup back on there instead of here, because obviously during Open Mic and Fabulous Fridays you see it all dolled up anyway, but the videos were going to be the, how I got to the dolled up stage. And I just wasn't sure that was doing too great for a stream, so I think that's probably better for a video. Mental health doesn't get spoken enough. This is true, it doesn't. Yeah, a lot of people shy away from it. Everybody's going through it, but no one wants to talk about it, kind of thing. So that's why I kind of swapped it around from the trivial makeup to the more do people want to talk about things instead. Thank you for the likes, James, honey, I appreciate it. But yeah, just before people do want to talk about things, if they do decide they want to come up, obviously I'm going to be here until 9 instead of 10, so the next hour and 35 minutes. I like that. I need people who can relate to me. Yes, very true, very true. Especially, it helps when people are going through similar things, to have a common frame of reference, I guess. Sometimes it works to talk to people who don't know, but other times it's easier to talk to people who are going through a similar relatable issue, because then you can swap experiences, and they say misery loves company, but sometimes that makes people feel better but yes, also don't forget the competition is running up here. Every 400 likes you get one entry into the £500 cash draw. PayPal required. Once we reach level 80, everyone's names times however many entries they have go into a big spinny wheel, and then we spin it, and whoever it lands on gets that £500 cash. PayPal required, so I can send it to you. The £500 is stuck in stone, but if you're in a different currency you will get whatever it equals out to, but the £500 is set in stone. Also, not yet a partner, but we are attempting to get there. But in the meantime, if you do wish to subscribe to me, you can actually become a patron on Patreon. The link is down there, and it does include little perks, especially in the Discord group, and also features with YouTube and things like that. And if you want to, you can also send one-off donations to PayPal, which is paypal.me/DemonWarship. So now that I've plugged all of those, let's get back to the show. The show is Mental Health Mondays. Feel free to discuss any subject you like. And also, mental health doesn't have to be discussing morose and sad moments. Mental health can be discussing happy moments as well. So we're literally here to basically speak your mind. My Ready Room door is open. This was actually a feature that I was going to include on YouTube, but then I decided to put it here instead. But I may also be continuing it on YouTube as well. Which basically step into my Ready Room. We can talk about things, anything that's on your mind, whether it's happy or sad or in the middle somewhere or a daily thing that you're going through. We can do all of those. So, level 11 on setup, level up, yay! Ebby, you want to head up? Okay, let's bring you up.
I'm already up.
Hello. Hi.
Getting
How are
there.
you?
Yeah, I know.
Know the feeling.
Friday, I didn't go in college. So.
Oh God. Tomorrow you got a day off.
Oh yeah, how did you know that? Did I tell you on the Discord?
Yeah, you told me on Discord earlier today.
True. I forgot I said that. Yeah, I've got a day off tomorrow. Well, not really a day off. I've got an hour's maths lesson and a tutorial to do. So, but I can do them I can do the tutorial any time of the day.
Okay. So is that do you have to actually go in for that, or is that
it's online? It's just I have to do it read like a slide, like some slides, and do a quiz basically. But it's all like on different topics like mental health, abusive relationships, and all that, like serious topics.
Yeah.
So they.
Yeah. I guess it's a good topic.
I mean, I admit, the amount of times I've posted on TikTok about mental health, there has been people who have actually commented it with nasty stuff. And I'm like, mental health
I mean, it's not really a... Yeah. This is the thing, a lot of people do make fun of it, and, you know, as stupid as it sounds, a lot of the people who make fun will actually be going through stuff as well. But then, of course, you just get your average trolls, too, who like to poke fun. But TikTok isn't really the kind of platform, sadly, for that kind of thing. You know, everyone's on there shaking the junk around and you know, making funny memes and stuff. And it's like, well, you know, there needs to be more, but... You know, then you get the the trolls instead.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I post quite a lot. I put a lot of effort into TikToks only to get a couple of views anyway. So it's like pointless.
Yeah. Well, it's not pointless in a way because, I mean, you know, at least you're getting it out there, you know, especially if it is a serious subject, you know, B, somebody make fun of it, or B, somebody doesn't make fun of it. You know, people can be viewing it and not commenting, but it could affect them in maybe a positive way, or maybe someone relates to it. So, but, you know, the key thing is that you're getting it out there. So in one sense, it's, you know, a problem shared is a problem had. So at least it's like in the old days, they used to say, oh, write it down on a piece of paper, scribble it up and throw it in the bin. You know, at least it was out.
Hello.
Hi, Sylvie.
My friend.
How are you? Oh, welcome to my broadcast. How are you? I found you. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I post them on TikTok, and I do get quite a lot of views in mental health ones. I do have the edits.
Yes.
I did do one.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago for Pride. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
About like popping into my DMs or something, and like that if you need like support. Like family don't support you and all that. You got like a family. You've got family on the internet and whatnot that's going through the same thing. This is true.
Yeah. I mean, they say you can't choose your family, but that's often what we actually do. So
yeah,
because we have to.
I'm like part of the Sebastian family, and I'm now feeling like I'm part of this family. So it's like and friends that are really, really good. So
yeah, good. Hi, Jen. Sorry, Chatter just came in as well. Hi, Jen. But yeah, it is good to you know, surround yourself with helpful groups. I mean, you know, we've got us. Roxy's group is a good group as well, and you know, YouNow is definitely, depending on obviously where you go, YouNow is definitely more supportive than other potential platforms could be.
I mean,
for
TikTok,
that kind of
they've
thing.
banned. I know Sib and Dion have posted so many times about how many times their account has been blocked due to people reporting their accounts for like silly reasons. Oh, yeah, I know.
True.
So's mine. I have a gay best friend.
Yeah.
And I get on really well with him. It's like, what is it? Second half. Oh, I feel you, Elijah. I've got this week and then I've got next week off of college. Oh, I just want the week to be over already.
Yep. I know, and it's only just Monday. Like, what the
hell? Saturday, I'm having my
Hi,
second
Sarah.
COVID jab. Yeah.
The second one. Wow.
The Pfizer.
Oh, Pfizer one. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't get one. I didn't get that one. I got the AstraZeneca, the one that was claimed to be creating blood clots and stuff. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, but nope, it's gone. I guarantee that's going to catch up on me.
I mean, they said that they weren't offering the second one to under 18s because of the blood clots and the side effects. The reason I got attacked.
Yes.
Oh, where have you been, Elijah?
Yeah. So this is my last full week in the USA. Oh, you landed in London on Thursday. Yay. Awesome. Pammy! Hi,
Hello.
honey. Oh, Cordy, sorry, I didn't even see you sneak in there. Thank you for the 50. Much appreciated. No. Oh, thank you for the 200. Wow,
yeah. Loads of likes.
I better write that down before I know, what the hell? Where did they come from?
I mean, I came out to my dad and my family in February. I think for a good time I've been questioning my sexuality, and then I found out in February. Well, I think it was more December, January, but I finally came out to my mum. Well, it was my friends first, that I was asexual. So, right.
Yeah.
And my family and my friends were supportive, but I didn't tell my dad until like 5-6 months after I came out. It's like, I know for a fact that he was homophobic. He's quite a homophobic person. So I was like, I'm very scared to tell him. And then I told him.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. He just kept like being in denial. I'm like, I'm that. And when I was off call with him, I was like, I was so freaking angry. I was like, to my friends, I'm like, he's not freaking accepting me. But then again, a couple of days later, I was like, I don't give a rat's ass what she says. And that's that's an issue.
Birthday,
that's
Cordy.
An issue that is the reason I was in counselling before, when I was in high school, was because of stress of college. My dad, like the pressures of what my dad has put on me throughout the years, and some home issues. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Yeah. If any of my kids come out as gay, I won't not support them.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, my mum supports me, and I'm so lucky to have a wonderful mum. But it's just a shame I have such a horrible dad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is getting more widespread, acknowledged and accepted, but you know, it shouldn't have to be accepted.
Yeah, I mean,
you see what I mean? It's not forcibly accepted. It should be something that's just, quote, normal like everything else. You know, people shouldn't have to come out. They should just be them, regardless of you know, which side they're on. It should be, you know. I was actually tempted to. I've got a comedy video coming up, comedy series coming up on YouTube soon, when QOV finishes. But I was actually, one of these themes this week is awareness, and I was going to do a short comedy video with me, obviously full drag as woman, and then screaming, "Oh my god, my son's straight!" You know, just completely flipping it on his lid because you know, you don't get that.
I mean, a lot of people sometimes make fun of me because I watch a lot of gay TikTokers and YouTubers. I watch a hell of a load. Like Seb and Dion, I watch Nick and Anne,
why not?
And I watch Nick and Brandon. All three gay couples.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, it's just, yes, they are gay, but that's not who they are. That just happens to be, you know, part of them. So why not watch them just as you would watch anyone else?
Some people like, oh Oh, I was gonna say something, but I don't know what I was gonna say.
The more interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
We not all of us, obviously, but we go through the point where being, coming out as gay and various other things like that kind of forces it into the foreground. So we're used to being in public and outed and things like that, so that, when it comes to entertaining, well, we've already been thrust into the main stage by everybody else, so why not make use of it? And then make it entertaining.
This thing on TikTok where they've said that, like, why do gay people have to come out when straight people don't?
Exactly, yeah, that was the point that I was making earlier. Why should we come out? Why should it just be not? I'm gonna get over it. Kind of. You don't get people going, "Oh my God, I'm straight. I might be a disappointment to my parents." That doesn't.
I think the reason my dad was so homophobic to me is because my mum is gay, and my mum raised me. So I've never known her to be with a man. She broke everything off.
Yeah.
She went gay, I think.
Oops, my camera gone.
When my sister was born, after my sister was born, and that was 18 months after I was born. Yeah. So she was about 26, 27 when she found out she's actually, gay and not.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, I mean, going back certain amount of years, a lot of people were still in the closet, and going back a little bit further, it was illegal to be gay. So I mean, you can understand why some people maybe hid it, but then at the same time, not everybody discovers it.
I agree
straight
with that,
away.
Cordy. My mum and dad were co-parenting when I was younger, so my dad had me every other 2 weeks. My mum had me most of the time. So it's like, it was co-parenting.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was still seeing both parents, even if they're not living together, or my mum's got a different lover or whatever. I'm still seeing both.
Yeah. I mean, parents should never take out their own relationship issues on the children, because it's not the children's fault. And at the same time, like Cordy was saying, whether you've got two mums or two dads, or, a nucleus family, as long as they're doing right by the child and bringing them up the way they should, which is making sure they're healthy and happy, regardless of who they turn out to be, that's completely irrelevant. The main things that you should be looking for in your children is, are they healthy?
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Everything else is literally arbitrary. I mean, a lot of people would then start debating that, what if they turn into a murderer and this is the same as gay people and blah blah. It's like, well, no, that is not the same. But people do bring that into an argument. It's like, oh well, we need to know they're gay in case we're a threat to society. Well, I'm sorry, but there are so many. And I'm not labeling anyone here, but, there are so many straight people out there that do turn to crime and various other things, but yet, because ours is the unique situation, we get tarred with the same brush as, oh, well, you're gay, so you have to be
stereotyped.
Yeah. So, and, my point is, it's just as equal to happen on the other side, For example, a lot of males get blamed for rape situations and things like that, and it's not always the male. Sometimes it is the female. So a lot of things get
in America. Have you ever heard of this case of two siblings who murdered their parents because they were raped? It's
no, I don't think I've heard about that.
It's two brothers. The oldest one was getting raped by his dad. And it was like, it's a main like thing in America. Like, it's the main top story. It's all over TikTok as well. But apparently, according to the court, they basically said, well, a man cannot rape another man. And we're like, well, technically they can. That's not a stereotype.
Yeah.
You can't exactly. It's not, just doing the opposite sex. They can do it to the same sex.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, that's also part of the depending on certain states as well, where they like to, hi John, hi Toxic Horsebag, that's where they like to deny that gay relationships and such exist. So then when a story comes up saying that a man abused another man, they'll say, oh, well, that's not possible, purely because they don't want to admit there's a male-male relationship going on, whether it's chosen or otherwise. So they go, oh, well, that's not possible. Well, actually, yeah, it is, because it just happened.
The man was an adult, and the child was 9-10 years old. So it's like, they don't have any defense. They can't defend themselves. So I think younger children are more targeted with that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, very, vulnerable, literally. And, because certain places want to deny the connotation of that, they will say it didn't happen, but of course it did. So, that person who was sadly abused by their father is, because of the state views or whatever, it would continue because no one's raising their head to say, wait, this is wrong. And, it's wrong whoever's doing it, but they're paying a double blind eye to it. It's one of the taboo, the abuse is bad enough, so they want to turn a blind eye to that. But then when it's a same-sex kind of, that doesn't happen in our state. That such a thing doesn't exist. Well, I'm sorry, it does. Wake up and smell the coffee. It just happened. Do something about it.
Children, the 2 kids for killing their parents, they were sentenced. They went to jail, which they had. They had no choice but to kill their parents because of the amount of abuse and all that they were getting. They were like.
And it should have never got to that stage.
So they got time for it when really the parents should have got time for it. Really.
Yeah. Hi, Alexa.
Oh, I don't see an extra person. Oh.
Original Alexa. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it took
Just
a
have to scroll
while
down
to
sometimes.
load.
There you go. Here's in the room. And this is true, John, yeah. Did someone say Alexa? We did. Why did your Alexa go, ha? She added 5,000
What's that?
Maseratis to his shopping list, and he was like, no! A Maserati is a very expensive sports car. It's like millionaire sports car, so yeah. And she added 5,000 to the shopping list. He was like, no!
I mean, my Alexa literally is right beside me.
We have another friend called Pocahontas, and Roxy always teases her about it because I think Pocahontas has got like 9 Alexas like surrounding her. And she Roxy said today, she's like, add 50,000 Maseratis, and she's like, ha, access denied, they're all turned off. And she's like, damn it.
I mean, you can turn it off because you've got that. We love to add things to Poker's list all the time, lol.
We do, yes. Every time. But she's getting wise now. She'll actually come into the room and turn it off. But there is that odd time when she will forget.
I mean, I keep mine on all the time because of alarms in the morning. It wakes you up because it's literally right beside me. So I woke up this morning and it was like, it went beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. Or it went like, and I'm like, fuck's sake. I'm like, Alexa, turn off. Like, stop. And it wouldn't. I'd have to scream a little bit louder. I'm like, Alexa, bloody stop.
Yeah, this is the thing. She's so loud she can't hear people talking over herself. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've actually got her actually set a well, I don't actually need to play an alarm. I don't need to get up early. But
yeah. Lars, thank you.
Hello.
Lars. Fee.
Oh, hello.
But yeah, I went to stay at a friend's a few months ago now, and you've just seen him in the room actually, Lucian. And he has Alexa, and usually when we get up and stuff, Alexa plays music in the morning and stuff. But this one morning we were actually due to go to a wedding, and it was his other half, Freya. It was her son's wedding. And of course, we were like, okay, we're going to get up at this time. We're going to get ready. We're going to take our time. We've got all day. Yeah, everyone got up late apart from me. So I stood in the kitchen and I told Alexa to play music at full volume. And then all I heard was, Alexa, shut that up. It's like, no, you need to wake up. We're busy today. Oh, yeah.
That's a good way to wake them up.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I had it playing the Pump Up the Jam as well, so that, and the...
That must be loud.
Oh, yeah, that's very loud, yeah.
I mean, if I was to ever do that, I can wake the neighbours up, and because we've got an attached house to our neighbours, so they can hear everything that we do, and we can hear everything they do. So, like, we can hear their kids absolutely fucking screaming at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. I completely know how that feels because I have a neighbour who's very similar. She basically screams at her kids all day. There's no talking communication at all. And she blames her children for having autism, but one, I don't know if they do actually have it or not because it's actually undiagnosed. I think it's just her being, a really bad parent, unfortunately. And she will scream all the way until 9, 10, 11, sometimes 3 in the morning. And a few days ago, I spotted her outside and she said, I'm very sorry. Was we loud? I said, well, actually you was, but I was, trying to ignore it. And then she had the audacity to turn around to me to say, oh, well, it's not like I haven't heard you at 3 in the morning deciding what you're having for your dinner or streaming. I'm like, one, I'm working, and 2, the reason why I'm screaming at 4 in the morning is to teach you a fucking lesson for screaming during the bloody day. So it's like, don't come to my window and place your order, honey. It's
God. I mean,
and then
when I used to be with like other places, I never used to have like really noisy neighbours. I was lucky in that aspect.
Yeah.
But instead of them being the noisy neighbours, it was me being the noisy neighbour. Because when I was younger, I used to absolutely scream my face off. So I used to absolutely annoy the neighbours. But
exactly, Whitney, the audacity and the nerve. And yeah, she probably did want fries with that. I mean, without any offence to her children, like, the eldest child is quite overweight, but she just, she's one of those kind of parents that, shoves food in front of the face and sits in front of a PC or something all day so she doesn't have to deal with them. She's the kind of person to be... She won't actually get off her ass and go to the children. She will rather shout at them for 3 hours until they finally respond.
Shouting at your children don't solve anything.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, if they do suffer with autism, standing at the top of the stairs, screaming for 3 hours, trying to shout the name, they are not going to respond. If it was true that they did suffer that, they're not going to respond. They need actual communication and actual interaction. Welcome back, John!
Yeah.
So
I'm getting...
Yeah. It is very possible.
I mean,
Corey,
I have... a couple of weeks ago, I noticed all the signs of freaking autism. So I was like, I rang up the doctors and they're like, sorry, we can't put you on the list till you're 18. I'm like, you what? People get diagnosed at a young age and I can't get diagnosed at the age of 17.
Yeah, that's absolutely BS. I'm sorry, but it is. It's
like,
BS.
Well, at least they have 2 months to get evidence so that they actually get accepted. But,
yeah, it is very stupid that they won't. But then that might be because you need parental involvement. I'm not.
Yeah,
quite
I'm 18
fully sure,
in 2 months, so I'm legally an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I know that my next door neighbour has been waiting a long time before they can get to see a psychologist to actually analyse her children, but that's understandable because of COVID and, doctors being overrun with things at the moment, so that's kind of understandable. But to say that because you're 17 you can't have it, I mean, that's a bit of a stretch. That's an excuse that they then don't have to deal with it. You know, I've got some trans friends that are going through a similar thing. They can't go to the trans clinic because they're in that cusp of, you know, being under 18 but over 16.
Yeah, so, I mean, my sister, she moved in with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is trans male, so he is female, but he identifies as a boy. So he's only exactly 16 at the moment, so obviously he can't have the surgery as of yet, because you have to be a certain age to get it.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be over 18 to go on to the waiting list and things. I mean, you can go private, obviously, but you still have to be 18 for that. But there is a transgender clinic that allows under 18s and under 16s, but obviously that has to be with parental consent and all the, you know, the usual stuff that medical stuff would require anyway. But the problem is, because if you was to go on the waiting lists have just suddenly like tripled anyway. And, you know, you have to do the whole live 2 years as this person before they'll start taking you seriously anyway. And, you know, if you're in that cusp of between 16 and 18, as horrible as it is to be told to wait, you know, you might as well wait anyway, because by the time you've done the 2 years, you'll be in the adult category anyway. So, well, do I have to then start the 2 years over again, or will I be referred onwards as already being in the program? So that's a catch-22 that they're facing at the moment. So it's very tricky.
Yeah,
welcome back, Jen.
With autism and any sort of testing, you have to be on a list for about a year before you get assessed, which is ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah.
You asked me. It's ridiculous I have to wait that long. And by the time It is. Probably it really by the time I get diagnosed, I'll probably be about 19. By the time I get diagnosed. And
the other thing is as well, though, with correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say that you was on the you was trans as well?
No, I'm not trans.
Yeah. Or am I odd? Sorry, I was mistaken on that one.
I said asexual, but I didn't say I was trans.
Yes. Yeah. So that's me getting my information wrong. But people who do have autism also have a trickier time with the transgender referrals because of, and this is unfortunately stereotyped, you know, because autism is a big spectrum. But with autistic people, they put them through a more rigorous program to go onto the trans register, because unfortunately, a lot of them change their mind during the process, or unfortunately after the process. A friend of mine was male, said that they would never go through anything like that. A few months later, suddenly decided that they were female and never wanted to hear about the male side, you know, that male side was dead, blah, blah, blah. And then 3 months later, it was back to normal, and they denied all knowledge of ever doing it. And, you know, they suffered quite heavily with autism and Asperger's, but because of certain cases similar to that, you know, unfortunately, autistic people 9 times out of 10 will get refused to go on the register for transgender help, and even to get the psychological help. Never mind the physical help, because they simply don't believe them. And in a way, that's kind of wrong. You know, they should probe more into it and give them more, at the very least, more psychological help to help them through it. You know, even if they decide at the end of it, okay, well, this is not for me, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean they're jumping on the bandwagon. But unfortunately, on the flip side of that, a lot of autistic people do follow trends, because it's, you know, it's something that's in the face. So, you know, autistic people do take a lot of things at face value. So it's a catch-22 situation. You've got people who do want to go through with it, but they're getting rejected because of a stereotype, and then you've got people who, you know, don't want to, but then say they do. So You know, and unfortunately, they just band everyone together and say, "Oh, well, you're this, so you clearly don't mean."
I mean, that's what they. It's like
So then
see a lot of programs. I see a lot.
Hi, Fudge.
I see a lot of programs where they basically parents when the children are younger and they start like, you know, playing dress up and do that, they always say like it's a phase, it will go. And I think that's it's not. I mean, trans people, it's not a phase. I mean,
exactly, yeah.
I mean, if you're playing dress up and you're a male, like you're playing in princess dresses, it's like,
yeah. I mean, if I had kids and they were, you know, if it was male dressed up as princess or vice versa, you know, I would encourage that. Well, I wouldn't not encourage it, you know, because whether they're straight, gay, trans, or just themselves, it's creativity. So why would you even want to stifle that? You know, it could be something that they're just. I mean, at the very base of it, they're just playing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So let them get on with it, let them have fun. But then it could grow into something artistic. It could grow into something that's deeper rooted in their psyche somewhere, so that later on in their life they go, oh, well, this is actually who I am, and that's where I feel more comfortable. I mean, I actually started from a similar thing. I mean, when I was in primary school, I used to always dress as a girl. Of course, I knew from an early age that that's where I was going, but even if I didn't know, somewhere psychological, you know, maybe it was coming through, but at the same time, it was play. You know, you're supposed to allow children to play, to develop mental abilities, to develop their social abilities with, you know, sharing and playing with other people. And then, you know, you get teachers going, "Oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that." Well, why not? You know, and that's one of the worst things, because not only do you have the issues at home. Let's say, for example, your parents are completely fine with it. Your kid goes to school and then you've got the teachers saying, this is wrong. Well, I'm sorry, no, that is not your call to make. You're there to educate them on English, maths, and, you know, stuff like that. Anything else, let them get on with it, let the parents decide with it. Well, you know, parents shouldn't decide anyway, but, you know, it should be up to the child to decide what they want to become in life. But do you know what I mean? Teachers should not be deciding that arbitrarily for people. It should not be part of the curriculum, and unfortunately it is. The
curriculum, I admit, is kind of fucked up. I mean...
Yeah. Joey! Hi, sorry, I just saw you.
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I never felt comfortable in dresses whatsoever. But my dad always made me wear them. I think my parents did the clothing, and I prefer this and this. Yeah. And then it's like, my parents used to pick my hair length. Like, I used to have really short hair, whereas I would have rather to have long hair. I would have rather to have long hair. So it's like, they picked it out at a young age, because they didn't, obviously I couldn't speak for myself, but you know, as you get older, you like, you develop an opinion, and you develop like a right understanding. So that's when like people discover whether they're like trans, gay. Some people discover they're gay at a young age, some don't.
Yeah, I mean, some don't. Yeah, some take most of their life to discover it, or if not to discover it, then at least to face it. Because by the time you've got to a certain age, even when it comes through your mind, you're like, oh, but we worry about society, what society will think, rather than, you know, how we feel about ourselves. So people who have only discovered it later in life sometimes don't do anything about it, because how will people react? Ooh, scary, you know. And sometimes you can understand that, but at the same time, it's like, well, why should they bother what other people will think? Because some people turn around and say like, oh, well, my friends won't be my friends anymore. It's like, well, sorry, if they're not going to be your friends because of who you are, then they weren't your friends to begin with. They were,
like,
you know,
have friends that you meet throughout your whole entire life. Like, you meet through different schools. You meet through, like, maybe family or anything like that. Some of them don't stay, but some of them do. Like, I have a best friend that I've had since year 7. She's stuck with me for nearly 8 years, and she don't care who I am.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a true friend.
Yeah, you're you. Yeah.
Exactly.
And just on the subject of Drag Race, my drag daughter, who's actually my cousin, did apply for Drag Race and got through to a certain level, but then didn't make it. Because of COVID, they cut back the auditions, but they are going for it again.
Cool.
However, with QOV being the exception, I don't enter competitions, I host them. And speaking of which, in January, I'm actually holding auditions for my own Drag Race. So January auditions start. Spring, we're going to be doing filming, and then summer, it's going to be released on YouTube, and live evictions are going to be right here on YouNow. So we're only doing a mini series first of all because it's the first one. But then if it, catches up and people like it, then we will do an actual first series. So this is like a premiere series. It's only going to be a couple episodes. And if it generates enough attention, then we will actually go ahead and do the official first series after that. So anybody is welcome to audition. You don't have to be gay. You don't have to be straight. You don't have to be an experienced queen. If you want to just, have fun, have a laugh and try drag, go ahead, do it. And the one thing that I don't like about RuPaul's Drag Race is it's completely changed the world of drag. Now, if you can do a pretty face and slag someone off and read people, you're a drag queen, honey. No. We're going to take it back old school where there's going to be challenges. There's going to be, lots of things. Years ago, a drag queen would have to entertain an entire audience for an hour with singing, dancing, all kinds of different things. So we're going to go back old school. Yes, you will be marked on your outfits and your makeup, but not as heavily as the actual subjects and themes that we're going to be doing. So they're going to be the main focus of the themes and the competitions that we get you to do throughout the weeks. So, everybody's welcome. Beginner people, trans people, straight people, gay people. It doesn't matter. If you want to have a go and have fun, you're more than welcome to apply. So auditions start in January.
Shoot.
May I ask a question out of complete ignorance? Wow, where did that come from? Ignorance. Yeah, thank you, Epi.
I have both.
I do have Instagram. I do actually have both, but I rarely use Snap. But yeah, if you're on PC, then my Instagram's at the top there. But if not, I'm going to see if I can find it for you.
Snap. And maybe
let me see. Okay, I don't know if this will actually allow me to paste it in the room, but I'm going to try. That's my Instagram if people want it. There you go.
I thought that completely confusing.
Damn, I missed the question then. What is the traditional definition of drag? Actually, believe it or not, drag originally started, I can't remember if it was First World War or Second World War. It might have even been before then. But there would be no entertainment because it was all, training and stuff like that. So drag in part, not officially, but in part became a way for people to do their own entertainment, especially when you were, surrounded by men only. So they would put on shows. Sometimes they would even dress up as their wives that were at home and stuff and just, crack jokes and things. And that's one of the places where it at least originated, not in totalum, but certainly one of the places where it originated. And it kind of stemmed from there, and then it obviously goes along the lines of theatre as well. With, when you do pantomimes, you get Widow Twanky and things like that, when you do the big pantomimes. And it genuinely started as entertainment, which is, where it still should be. But unfortunately, because of the way public opinion en masse, RuPaul's Drag Race did do one good thing by allowing more people to come out, but unfortunately it also took away from the original meaning of to have fun and to entertain and, even to explore ideas and options, be it career path for entertainment or more personal on maybe I could be a woman, maybe because there's drag kings as well as drag queens. And they've taken away from that. They've made it go down the fashion route. It has to be fashion, you have to be pretty, you have to be able to shut a bitch down in 3 seconds with, a quick quip, which, in a lot of performances, you would get that. You would, some drag queens worked in working men's clubs and, audiences that wouldn't necessarily be targeted for a drag show. So they had to be able to close down a fight before they started, with humour often, but with, other methods if the humour didn't work. But it was pure entertainment. You would get a drag queen on stage doing full orchestral music, doing full songs, doing full comedy scenes, doing imitating the great actresses and stuff of the time. And it's not like that anymore. So hopefully when Lucian, myself, and a few other people do bring our Drag Race this year, that's what we're going to attempt to take it back towards, the pure entertainment that it should be, rather than what it's become.
I mean, I've never watched RuPaul. I know for a fact everyone's going to hate me for this, but I've never watched it. Never. To be fair.
To be honest, I wasn't actually going to watch it. But then with my drag daughter, I kind of funny story. The family was apart for a while because I was away doing different things, and then when I came back, I met her again, and I said, "Oh, you would be really great in drag." And he turned around and said, "I can't do drag. I'm too manly." To which everybody lost it at that point. And then, of course, watching Drag Race and various other things, it kind of got him interested, and now she as a drag queen is absolutely amazing. It's one of those where we say, "Don't call me mum" in public kind of situations, But and then I sort of decided to come out of retirement and start doing things myself again. And having watched Drag Race originally was all about the original drag, and then it turned into more of a bitch fest afterwards. So then we decided to throw a Drag Race that would take it back to its basics, back to the more fun side that it should be.
I've heard it quite a lot because obviously me being a fan of two people that does drag quite a lot, they do mention the show quite a lot. So I'm the amount of times in their videos that they've mentioned it, I'm I've not watched it, so I don't know about anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, Bianca Del Rio was absolutely amazing, and one of the not one of the problems, but one of the things about Drag Race is you've got drag queens that have been doing their stage routine for a long time, and then they will see a queen on RuPaul's Drag Race doing that act, and then of course everyone's copying that queen. Well, for all they know, that queen could have copied the other person. It's just because they aren't as well known. So, when I first came back out of drag retirement and started doing more entertainment, people were like, "Oh, you're exactly like Bianca Del Rio." Well, I'm sorry, I've been doing this for years. Whether she was doing it at the same time or not is highly irrelevant. But, they're like, "Oh, you're just like Bianca Del Rio." It's like, well, yes, I am, but at the same time, no, I'm not. And I mean, all drag queens steal each other's catchphrases. That's in part what it's about, because years ago, drag queens used to... they would catcall each other and they would steal each other's line, but it was in fun, because you could, if you was on stage before the next act would come out, you would on purpose steal their lines so that when they came out, you could make fun of them. But now it's gone so far into the negative that if someone else comes out, they're like, "Oh, well, you're just copying her." No, it's done on purpose. That's the whole point of it. You go backstage and all the queens are laughing their ass off that, "Oh, bitch, you didn't steal my," But because of RuPaul's Drag Race, it's become more of a, "Oh, well, you're just copying this person." It's like, well, no, we're not, but even if we are,
exactly.
So what?
It's why do you care?
Exactly. It's like, are you enjoying the show? No. Well, why did you come here then? There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the ass on the way out. Everybody else having fun? Great. You know?
Precisely.
Thank you for the likes, Lisa. I appreciate it.
But, God. I mean, I've said to, well, me and Sylvie speak quite a lot, but I've said to quite a lot of people that Seb and Dion at the moment, they've actually...
Exactly, when they're copying as a form of flattery.
They've improved quite a lot of my mental health. Just them, you know, being there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dion, he actually speaks to me on Instagram texts. So I get the odd, like, sweet message off of him. And it's like, "Aw, that means a lot coming from you." Puts a smile on my face. Like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, because they are interactive. You do get a lot of people that, you know, on every platform, that, you know, they're there for the glorification, like, oh, look at me on screen, you know, they won't guest people. I mean, some people don't guest anyway for specific reasons, because you do, unfortunately, get trolls on every platform, and I understand that people don't want to guest them. But on the flip side, you get a lot of people that, you know, they want the glorification, they want the likes, they want, you know, a Maserati parked outside because they've got 16 million subscribers and stuff. Exactly, clout chasing, you know. And there are some people who are like that. I mean, there's a couple of people that I know, Jeffree Star being one of them, who actually got famous because I made... Well, I didn't make them famous, but I helped them become famous years ago on different platforms. And they're the kind of people that will turn around and go, I don't know who you are. Pharamone, Drag Race. I remember when he was going through his I'm an emo boy stage, came to me for advice for drag and asked me to pick his name, and I chose Pharamone. She goes on Drag Race. Suddenly, my drag daughter actually approached her and said, "Oh, by the way, do you know Romy?" And it was a case of, well, who the fuck is that? You know, people are like that. I mean, I don't want the glorification. You know, I'm happy to help people, build them up, get the confidence, do whatever, and, you know, I don't care whether you never speak to me again, but it can affect a lot of people, you know. But then when you go on to Seb and Dion and Matthew Lush and people like that, they are genuinely interactive with their fans, because if it wasn't for their fans, they would not be where they are. But they're humble about it. They will actually talk to you off screen as well. You know, they're not just like, oh, here, hi, you know, there's broadcast, bye, fuck you, everybody, you know, and that's it. You know, you can actually talk to them as well. It took me a while.
Like, it took me a while to get, like, for Dion to actually see my messages, because it's like, I used to tag him on every single edits that I used to do of him and Seb. None of them would notice. Seb literally does not notice anything, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, with YouNow as well, and a lot of different platforms, you know, the chat goes so fast that by the time you get, like, X amount of fans that are, like, constantly watching, the text is going to go so fast that sometimes, it's harsh to say, but sometimes you have to ignore it, because, you know, otherwise you'll be so far behind, because it just goes too quickly. I mean, I know in Roxy's streams, she tries to respond to everybody if she can, and then she'll get so far behind that a 2-hour stream will turn into 6 hours just so she can catch up with people messaging her. And that's not that she doesn't want to speak to people, it's that it goes so quickly. So sometimes people do turn a blind eye to it. I mean, I've been on YouTube and different other platforms when I've been doing streams, and I've just said, you know, especially if I'm doing makeup, because then I've got a mirror in front of the screen, I've said, well, sorry if I'm missing things, I'm not doing it on purpose. You know, it's just that, you know, I'm doing my thing, and hi to everybody if you're here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Can't see the text. You know, and that's not because I'm not wanting to talk to people. That's why I do different shows as well, because sometimes we can chill out and, you know, talk. And there have been occasions when I've been guesting people, and I've been so engrossed into the conversation that I'm in that I forgot to check the text. And I'm not being rude by not doing that, but I've just got so carried away with the conversation that I'm like, oh wait, someone's messaged you know. But then of course you get the other side where people are ignoring it on purpose, and, you know, they would have ignored it from day one, whether they had 2 fans or, you know, 23,000 fans. You know, you get those people as well.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
The glance, Whitney, exactly. Yeah, the glance.
I mean, in a lot of I've been in a couple of in TikTok especially. It's really hard on TikTok to go through the comments, when you're live, because like it goes so fast, but you have a lot more people on there than what you do on YouNow, because it's like
especially if it's on mobile as well, because that it's a lot harder to do to like because you got to film and scroll at the set. I've been there. It's not
that's
fun.
why like I can get I can get somebody on attention on YouNow. I can't get it on TikTok because we get like we get over 50 to 70 people.
Crazy amounts of people.
I think at one time they had over 100 people on their TikTok live once.
Yeah.
Whereas on their YouNow, they only have like 29 to 40 people. They don't have many people on YouNow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because a lot of people can't.
It's the same as same with Instagram, exactly. Yeah. I mean, Matthew Lush for a long time was very popular on YouTube, and I mean, Matthew and I kind of go back quite a few years before like YouNow was around. But then I used to have different names at the time as well, because with being trans as well, it took me a while to settle on the name that I wanted. But Matthew and I go back a few years, and then when I saw that he had a bit of a hiatus away from YouTube, I think at the time it was because he'd broken up with someone as well, so he didn't want to remain on that platform, so he came here. And then again, he took a break, and he's just sort of like come back recently within the last year or so. And then it was like, hi, Matthew. And, he wasn't one of those people that'd be like, who the fuck are you? He was like, oh my God, you're back. And if you've ever seen Richard Wyneth, the YouNow ambassador, I was in Tom's stream one day, and he was like, oh my God, is that you? Because, I did have a different name back then. And I was like, yeah, we was talking about people taking hiatuses, and Tom and myself and various other people. And he was like, don't I recognize you from somewhere? I was like, yeah, I was here 10 years ago before they changed the name. And he was like, right, but it's good to see sort of like them kind of people back, because they are interactive with people. They're not there just for the clout chasing. They actually want to come here. And Tom at the moment as potentially going for a job, which will mean that he won't be able to spend as much time on here. And it's really heartbreaking for him, because, this is where he likes to be. This is where he talks to his friends and, lets things out if he wants to let them out and stuff. And it's not he likes to entertain, but it's not about the glorification. It's about making other people smile and getting to talk to them. So yes, while his job will be a similar kind of field and in person with people actually there, it still means he's going to have to leave here
that's
for a while.
sad.
So
I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, QOV still going ahead, but then I think after that, because the job he wants is seasonal work, which is entertainment. So, he's going to be able to be here when they're not in season, but at the same time, he's not going to be every day. So some of his competitions are going to have to go because of it. And, so a lot of people are going to miss him at the same time. But if and when he does return, then, he's just going to be exactly the same as he was. He's not just going to be like, oh, I'm here, so you help me level up. He's going to be, I'm here.
Yeah.
How is everyone?
That's fair enough. To be fair.
Aww. I like that one. That's cute.
With that one.
Yeah.
That's the perks of being a subscriber.
Definitely, yeah. I like that one. So I haven't got a sub yet, but I do have Patreon in case anyone wants to join. I
I didn't realise until a week ago. Right, Jane is a friend. I think she's been a fan of Simon Dion for like 6.5 years since the beginning. And I didn't think he had a subscription box, and I'm like, I want to subscribe to him, but I also don't have the money. So. I mean, I only have enough.
Well, of course, don't forget that everyone who is a partner now, they are all subscribable, whereas they might not have had it before, but obviously because it's now changed, and then they do have it now. So I don't know how long they've had it for, but
I've never noticed it
I know
before.
that all the partners do get it now.
Never noticed it. I mean, he's got it, but why hasn't Dion got it?
Yeah, I mean, it depends whose profile that they do it on most. I mean, they're both known, but I guess they choose sort of like one over the other to do it mostly because, with them being together as a couple, it technically on a technicality, doesn't matter who they broadcast through because they both get the income from it and they both get the recognition from it. But at the same time, fingers crossed it doesn't happen. But, if they were to split up, then it's like, one's more popular than the other because they built up and the other one didn't. So it's a catch-22 a little bit, But that's only if anything, if the worst should happen. And that was one thing that actually happened to Matthew Lush when he was on YouTube. His partner didn't like being in the foreground. So they split up over that. But then, because he became famous, his partner then his then ex-partner carried on streaming and got more recognition. And of course, it was like, a huge slap in the face. It's like, well, you didn't want to be in public. We split up because I'm a public figure, and now you're going public and getting more recognition.
Yeah.
What the hell? So that was a big thing for a while, which is what made Matthew leave. Because it was a big slap around in the face for him. And eventually he was like, well, you do you and I'll just carry on being me. So 2 free gifts. Ooh. What 2 free gifts? I'm confused. Did I miss something?
I mean, the gifts that I'm given are from
Jen?
me subscribing to Brandon. So, I mean,
yeah,
they vary
like
though.
Like
every day the stickers change.
Yeah, I mean they put a lot of work into what they do. To be honest, behind the scenes.
Yeah, I watch
Brandon's
live as much as I can. I'm obviously because I'm a subscriber. It's like, well, if I don't go on the live, what's the point of me being a subscriber?
Yeah, I only have one sub, and it's Euclid one. Yeah, he's amazing as well. I don't think he's been broadcasting as much recently because he's now working for YouNow. I think on the entertainment side of it. I can't remember exactly. Don't quote me on it. But he's doing a lot of work behind the scenes at the minute, and he's the one that's got the games out and stuff that people are using, which I'm going to be installing soon. So there will be games here to play.
How do you get the subscription box? Do you get it? Do you have to get it at a certain level?
Yeah, okay, so when you get offered partnership, everyone who's a partner now will be subscribable. So, originally, you had to have at least 2,500 fans, and then you have to go through all of your Blue Star cameras. So I think roughly around level 80 onwards, you can begin applying for partnership. But also, if you get to a certain level, they will actually approach you anyway.
As well. So you get that, I think, past level 60 or 80.
Props chest. Well, it's not props chest anymore. It's the treasure chest, experience chest, because that changed as well. But yeah, the experience chest is level 80, so you would get that anyway, even if you was partner or not. Anyone can have that. And yeah, the experience points levels. It still works on a similar way to props. They've just changed the name of it because props was then part of a cryptocurrency, and unfortunately, cryptocurrency is going by the wayside. So they've changed it to the treasure chest with experience points instead, but it's kind of a similar principle. So, but I mean, that's why I'm heading for the level 80 with the competition, so that at least I can start doing the chest, and it's allowing me to give something back. Then even I know it's not physically giving something back, but it's that little bit extra.
I understand that. I mean, like when I was like broadcasting early, I had the props chest, and I didn't. At the start, obviously, I didn't know what it was, and then like all of a sudden it was gone. It was like, where's the thing gone?
Yeah.
And then like they limited it to a certain level that you have to be, which is ridiculous, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, when I came back, they actually did have the props chest for everyone, but then when it became a currency, not when it became currency, it was a little bit before that, but they did remove it for everyone. And I think, but don't quote me on it, I think it went originally to partners, but then it got lowered again, so it went somewhere in the middle. So 1 minute it was down here, then it was up there, and then it went, well, okay, we'll put it here somewhere, because then that's the start of the journey towards partnership. Because once you've gone through all of your blue levels, you're at the level 80 where you can start saying, I've got X amount of fans, I've sent X amount of likes to people and things like that. I think at the moment, excuse me, my 4-star badge would be 1,000 fans and giving away 1,200,000 likes. I mean, you know, I'm not at that yet. So, you know, they prefer you to have at least gone through those stages, because then it would warrant you having a subscription partnership, because then you've got people coming in who would support you. Whereas if you're not at those levels, it kind of wouldn't make sense. Perhaps. So, no, Jen, I don't have 2 screens. I do want 2 screens, but my graphics card at the moment isn't, unfortunately, capable of it. I did buy a splitter for it, but the only thing I got was 2 screens of the same thing. So when I've updated my graphics card, then I'll be able to have the 2 screens, because then I'll be able to do my makeup there, and I'll be able to watch everyone's reaction here. So, but yeah, no, I can't do that yet.
I mean,
because what I used to do, I actually had a second account, so I would use it on my phone to monitor what I was doing, especially if I was doing makeup streams. I could do the streaming, have the mirror there, and watch everyone's reaction. Then we were told you're not allowed 2 accounts. So it was like, okay, that one goes bye.
Why are you allowed 2 accounts?
You know, and just stick to the one. It's multiple use. I mean, there's a lot of people that would potentially get banned and then join in a different account, and they're trying to obviously stop that. And I know that it isn't this reason, but it also goes towards this reason. If anyone's maybe behaving fraudulent and sending themselves likes in order to, you know, artificially inflate the levels. You know, so I mean, I could sit here and use another account to give myself, like, you know, I could buy likes and give myself loads and make myself appear more popular than I was, you know. So I think that's one of the reasons why they probably don't like people having more than the one account. I mean, I'm just speculating. It could be other reasons as well.
I created a second account because I couldn't remember the password for this one, so I was like, I'll create another account. Then it turns out that it's like, so I can watch my lot. I can, like, do other things on YouNow, like watch somebody else's broadcast while I'm broadcasting. Yeah. So I thought, oh, that'll be fun. But then I was like, oh, really, I need to get onto my other account.
Yeah. I mean, on PC you can do that anyway. You can watch other people's broadcasts while you're broadcasting, but that just is too much for my brain to cope with. So, you know, I'm broadcasting and listening to someone else at the same time. It's like, brain. So yeah, no, me kind of do that. I mean, I can. It's just like, you know, I would be responding to their conversation instead of paying attention here, and it's just brain goes what. So
I know this has nothing to do with what we're just talking about, but you know how I said to you earlier that I was going to go to sleep? I never did.
Yes, you did say that. You said you were going to have an early night tonight. No, I didn't think you would.
I was falling asleep on the bed because I had like blankets on, and they're really really soft blankets. So it's like I was laying on the bed, and I'm like, dang, I'm falling asleep, and it's what, 4 o'clock? Mum's doing tea in about an hour. So I don't think that's an option.
Yeah.
But then again,
I mean, Saturday I was going to spend the day in bed because I had like a thing to do on Saturday night with the raid train, if you remember. But then Sunday I ended up spending literally all day in bed and woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oops, you know. So I mean, a lot of the times that I broadcast are at night times as well, which I might be changing slightly because, you know, there are more people on later because it's kind of, I wouldn't say predominantly American audience, but you do get a lot more people at certain times of day, which is why it rocks to broadcast during the day as well, because technically it's their night time. But then your body just starts going, whoa, when am I awake and when am I not? And especially if you have one of those days when you go, you know, you turn the alarm off and you go 5 more minutes and you wake up and you go, well, that was 5 more hours, but
yeah, like
you know,
when days I'm not in college, like I'll wake up the usual time I wake up, freaking 10 to 7. I'm like, why the frick am I waiting at this time? I'm like, oh yeah, I usually wake up this time, but it's like every day is different because Monday I have to be in college for 9, Tuesday I have a day off, Wednesday I have to be in by 9, and then Thursday I have to be in by 10:30. So it's like, it's messing with my...
completely screws with your body clock. Yeah.
Like when you want to sleep in, you're like.
And then your social life goes out the window.
It's like when you want to sleep in.
Exactly. It sounds like college is your job.
I mean, tomorrow I've got a day off, but I've got a lesson or so in the afternoon, which ain't too bad.
And I mean, that's what I was doing with a lot of people. You know, some of the people that I like to watch happen to be sort of like US streamers, or they would be broadcasting at night to get the US audience and stuff. And I mean, going back when I used to broadcast on different platforms, you know, it was very similar. And then I finally kind of got my body clock in a day mode. I mean, I'm a night person anyway. I don't tend to like daytime. But I finally got my body clock in order. One, because, you know, stores are now only open during the day and not 24 hours like they used to be. Oh my God. So you have to have a daytime routine. And then, of course, you know, I come back to YouNow, start going nighttime, start, you know, going into the QOV competition, which, of course, is mostly American times, like, you know, 10 o'clock at night until stupid o'clock in the morning. And your body goes, I remember this. You know? And suddenly you're back where you started.
I mean, it's like, like days I'm at college, because 7D on are like 5 hours behind UK time, it's like they broadcast at like, they sometimes go live at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I freaking missed it because of their lives. But then again, it has the perks because
if you subscribe to them, you can watch the replays.
To them yet. But
well, it's the same with anyone that you subscribe to.
I mean, I've done that with Brandon. I can watch his replays. But with their lives that they do, they mostly do lives on TikTok, mostly. So they usually do it like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, why I've just missed it.
Sorry, Whitney, I didn't see your hand up, honey. Sorry.
But
I think she's going there.
I wish.
See, this is the thing. Our McDonald's is not open 24/7. They said 2 weeks ago that they were going back to 24/7, and it's not. And one of the things about like supermarkets, I used to love going at like 3, 4 in the morning when no one was around. You know, no one to bother you. The lights were low down as well, so you could just be like, you know, not stupidly bright when you walk in. And they used to do a cool down hour as well, so that people with heightened senses like autistic people and stuff like that could go in and have, you know, a calm hour. They don't do that anymore. So, you know, your body has to be in a daytime routine just to do normal things rather than, you know, well, normal to me is going there at 3 in the morning, so hurry up and bring back 24 hours, you know. And, you know, my co-host Lucian, we used to broadcast at nighttime. Originally it was weekends, but then his sort of like personal life changed around, so we would broadcast during the week. And then now he gets this job, and it's like, oh, so I can't broadcast anymore. And then, you know, when I'm at home during the day, I'm going to be asleep. So it's like, okay, you're going to have to do this without me. And he came in early saying, hopefully he's got a day off soon, so he'll be able to come back on again. But, you know, I've had so many people going, where's Lucian? And it's like, well, do I tell them or do I not? I mean, you know, it is personal, but it's not personal because it's, you know, it's just a job that he's got that means he can't be on around as much. But obviously I'm not going to say anything without him giving the say so. And obviously he was on tonight and said, yeah, sorry peeps, I've not been around because X, Y. So, you know, now I can say it. But he's gone to the complete sort of like nighttime routine, whereas he had literally, as many other people, just got his body into the daytime routine, and then they say, yeah, you can have the job, but by the way, it's a night shift.
Oh, God.
So for a week he was like staying awake all day because that's what his body wanted to do, and then being absolutely dead doing like a 12-hour shift at night, you know, and then coming home absolutely exhausted. But he would come home exhausted, and then at a certain point in the day his body would be like, I'm awake. So what do you do in those situations? Even though you're tired, you can't sleep. I mean, there is actually a saying that goes around that says you are so tired you can't sleep, and that's the, you know, the predicament he was actually in that point in time. So
when I done a job in May, right, they asked, like, you can do a dishwash, like the dishwash job, but your shift finishes at 10. I was there for an extra hour and a half, so by the time I got home it was like way past midnight, and my body was like still in working mode. So it's like it took me about 2 to 3 hours to get out of that and get to sleep. and I had to be at college the following morning.
Because you need those few hours to wind down afterwards.
I needed to be at college. Literally. But then again, it was the holidays, so it was like, okay, so
much busier as well.
It was a lot more busier on a weekend, which is why they didn't have me working weekends, which was good.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I mean, you go for certain jobs in industries, and then, you know, they say that, oh, we close at X time and your job is until X time. But what they don't realise is, especially, you know, if you was in the catering industry and you're working doing the dishes afterwards, you know, the chef's gone home, all the customers have gone home, and you're the one left going, yeah, I'll just finish the dishes then, shall I? You know, another 3 hours, thanks.
Yeah, it's like...
And a lot of people don't realise that. They think, oh, well, you close at 10, so you've got all night. Well, no, we close at 10, but I'm here for another 3 hours.
Like, with that job, I was there 2 weeks, and then I basically quit because my mental health was going downhill, literally so fast. Because I was on my own. What do you do when you're on your own? You overthink. And when you overthink, that's what leads to anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And I was having them on a daily basis. Yes. So it was like...
And especially when you're working in sort of like night shifts, so you're in artificial light all day. You've no natural light, so your vitamin D goes down, which affects your mood anyway. So, you know, people literally get sad syndrome, and it doesn't actually mean feeling sad, but it goes along with your mental health with that, because, you know, you're in artificial light all day. They actually did experiments in the 60s with people in offices under fluorescent lights, and they kept people in the building for, I think it was maybe 2 to 3 weeks, but there was no windows, no outside light, and they kept people working, and they didn't know when it was nighttime or when it was daytime. So they were doing 24, 30, 36-hour shifts, not knowing the time of day that was passing. And this was an experiment just to prove, you know, the whole SAD syndrome thing. But it actually drove the people insane. And then in the army and things, you know, back in the sort of like 50s, 60s and 70s, they experimented with LSD and various other things with the troops to see how they would react to it. And, you know, it would make them basically wired all day, same as, like, you know, caffeine, only a lot worse. And they would keep them in darkened rooms, so that, you know, the complete flip scale, rather than a lightened room, they would keep them in a darkened room, so that when they went out into daylight, they would retreat, so that then the mind was in you know, in the nighttime routine. And obviously your visuals are better at nighttime and things like that once you've been accustomed to it. But it's crazy the amount of experiments. And of course, you know, if you're in that line of work, you've got, you know, artificial lights all day. You go outside, it's still dark. You sleep during the day, so you haven't had any daylight, and when you wake up again, you're back to the artificial light. So your brain goes, well, where's my recharge cycle?
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
my friend Jane, her sleep schedule is fucked, basically. Like, she basically doesn't go to sleep until, like, sometimes 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and she wakes up 4 hours later, and she actually gets on with her day. I'm like, bloody hell, how can you deal with that much sleep?
Hi, Whitney.
Hi.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you was back or not, because I could see your hand, but then I read your previous comments. I was like, is she back?
Oh yeah, I was just saying that in our kitchen, we have a door that goes out to the back patio that has some seating area.
Yeah.
So all of us in the kitchen, when we take our breaks or have to take a moment to step outside, we can go and do that.
Yeah, so that then you sort of like know where it's obviously daytime or night time, you can actually go outside and, you know, see outside.
And since we're by the tracks, we see the train all the time.
Yeah. And that's one thing that can really drive you insane as well. Like, you know, especially near trains, it's like loud noises all the time. Your brain's getting so much sensory input. And then by the end of the shift, you're so exhausted that, you know, rest isn't rest anymore. It's just getting over it. And then you got to start all over again. So, hi, Jen.
Yeah, troublemaker.
Yeah, we've got 3 troublemakers now. 1, 2, and 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got
4
troublemakers. That will be all of us here on screen. Hi, Spike.
I've been
Hi,
called
Snugly
worse,
Brain.
honestly.
Mommy,
I've been called pain in the ass and annoying.
No, that's Jen. She's here now.
We don't know.
Mommy,
Yeah?
have you been able to watch my videos on Instagram?
No, I haven't. And part of the reason we were talking about my body clock's been completely upside down. Sunday, I literally spent all day in bed and got up at like 1 o'clock, and I was like, "Oops!" So yeah. I mean, I watched the link that you sent me the last time. Was it Instagram or was it? Ooh, hi. See, this is why I should never open Instagram, because then I'm like, ooh, hi. Who are you?
Oh my god. Dog's God said you lazy shit, lol.
This is true. This is very true. Oh no, it's the picture that you showed me on Instagram. So no, I've not managed to watch the videos yet.
They're on my last post on my page.
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, Roxy's, yeah.
Oh, is she live? Yeah, she said she was going to do another one tonight.
To be fair, Dog's God, I'm the same though. I can be a lazy
Ooh.
shit as well if I wanted to. I mean, honestly, though, I couldn't stay in bed until, like, all day.
Yeah. I mean, that was, part of what we were talking about earlier, though, with the being awake at night too much, especially
Oh
on
my
here
God,
with different
same.
stuff.
I don't have a
and
sister
then,
to annoy anymore.
I'll
So-
comment on it once I've watched it.
I literally, like, right before, like, we were about to start the show, I asked them, what button do I need to push to make sure this is on? And they were like, oh, no, the DJ has it. Like, she'll turn it on.
Yeah.
I get out there, it's not on. I can't hear anything at all. And I'm like, fuck this. There aren't that many people here. I'm gonna, like, sing this without the microphone.
Yeah.
So then the MC comes and trades my microphone for her microphone.
Yeah. Did it work?
Yep.
Oh, good. See, that's what I hate. Some places don't actually go to the effort of, doing sound tests and things. It's like, well, how the fuck am I supposed, yeah.
Good morning. It's on Sunday. It's a brunch.
Yeah. But I like the setting, though, definitely. Because I watched a couple of seconds of it just now, and I definitely like the settings and the outfit. So I'm actually going to watch that once I finished on the stream tonight. So I will be commenting.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
And you will not believe this. Once I posted, like, my pictures and stuff yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I had a German drag queen follow me.
Oh, yeah, it's good. The more drag queens you can have follow you, the better. Oop, ow, I burnt my finger.
Yeah.
Stupid. Sorry, I was just burning
I've
myself
always
here, don't worry
been told
about
never
it.
to smoke.
Well, yeah, me too. I keep telling myself that, but I don't listen to myself, so.
I mean, I'm still young, so I don't really have to decide it now.
Very true, very true. It's when you get later in life, it's, not only is it harder to stop, but it becomes more prevalent to your body later in life. They say if you can give up before you're 40, then great. But anything after that, you
I mean,
kind of
my
already made the nail.
dad, he stopped smoking when I was born, but then again, when COVID hit, he started to smoke again. And then my stepmom also started to smoke, which I've never seen her smoke a fag in her life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I was going to do the Stoptober, but then with being in QOV, I thought, as soon as I give up smoking, I'm going to get all the coughing, all the phlegm, my vocals are just going to go, bleh. So I thought, okay, as soon as QOV is finished, then I can do it. But a friend of mine who lives downstairs, actually, believe it or not, an ex of mine, he started vaping to show off because it was the thing to do. And I said to him, look, most people who smoke vape to give up smoking. You're going the wrong way. You're going to start smoking. What the hell? Just don't vape. He's like, oh, it's cool. I'm fine. And, fast forward a couple of years later and it's like, I haven't had vape today. I'm craving. And I'm like, I told you. I warned you. So, yeah, now they're vape crazy. They're trying to stop. But, of course, it went the wrong way. So,
yeah.
good luck to them.
My dad said he was going to give up smoking because obviously he has children in the house. He has a child. And then obviously as soon as COVID hit, obviously I have my little sister who's now going to turn 4 in a couple of months. And she's in the same house as 2 smokers. So it's like quitting.
I mean, I always think that if you're a pet, Romy, let's both try and quit in January. Well, I'm actually going to do it at the end of QOV, ready for my drag race as well. So hopefully, was smoking, and they basically used to go outside or to the back door of the door open so that they weren't smoking around children. Which is, I guess, if you are going to smoke, at least do it responsibly, because your kids don't have a choice in that, and you're doing stuff. Well, not for them, but to them, so they're going to grow up with the whole secondhand smoke thing, whether it's actually proven or otherwise, but, it's a plausibility. So, don't make them breathe it especially if you're trying to give up and for a fact that it's bad for you, and you're like, oh, I wish I could give up, but I can't, and then you're still smoking. Well, if you know that it's bad, don't do it around your kids, because technically they're doing it too.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, when I grew up, my mother was a heavy smoker, and from the age of sort of like 3-4 years old, I was lighting the cigarettes for her, to the point where I think I actually began smoking at 6. So, I mean, it's definitely not a thing to do.
When I was younger, I used to be in like a car, and then this, my stepmom, obviously they're not together now, but she used to smoke in the car with me and my sister in the back seat. And obviously it became illegal after like 2 or 3 years. Like a couple of years after she'd done it, so it was like she had to give up. She had to give it up because doing it in the car. Like if she wanted one,
See, I believe in that, actually. I mean, I will admit that I'm not as heavy as I used to be, but at the moment still a heavy smoker. But if ever, like, my friends' kids are in my car or anything like that, or if I'm in their car, I won't smoke with them in the car. We will. Some people get out of the car and stand near it, so it's kind of like, well, why did you get out of the car? But if we're in either my car or my friend's car, we will get out of the car and at least walk a couple of paces away, so that it's nowhere near the kids in the car. We did forget one time when I mentioned the wedding that we went to. We got up late and we were all rushing to get there. So yeah, we did have a little crafty one on the way to the wedding. But after that, we were outside and stuff. And we had, we all had a little bit to drink, so we kind of had to leave the car there anyway. So we had to get a cab home, so we couldn't smoke then. And actually, considering how long we spent there, I would actually say in that day I smoked a lot less, because if you have to go outside to do something, you question yourself, well, do I really want to? And then you say, nah, I'll wait. And you wait until you really, 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 really want to. And even though I actually smoke in the house at the moment, my partner and I have suggested to each other, well, look, if we do want one, let's go outside, because then, you get the question, is it really worth it? Especially with it being winter as well. Do you want to go outside standing in the rain just for a cigarette? No, is the answer to that question. Speaking of which, delivery. So, literally, yeah. So, I can't believe that timing. Really?
I mean, let's be honest. UK weather is the worst.
Yeah. No, you was going to say the best then, wasn't you? But yeah, I can see the irony in that.
The worst, because it's like... Worst, yeah. UK, like 1 minute it's raining, next minute it's fucking sunny, next minute it's snowing. You never know, like.
Yeah, and that's just in summer.
It was it was gloomy for me. It was just I was basically waiting at the bus stop, getting soaked.
Yeah. Up in Gateshead, Newcastle, it's freezing. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I know up in those areas that the summer does last a little bit longer, but as soon as it goes cold up there, that's it. It is completely cold.
Apparently Canada and Scotland are supposed to be really, really cold. Like, I know Canada is because, like, you see a lot of things, like, a lot of people videoing, like, snow, the amount of snow that they get. We don't get none of that in the UK. We literally get, a flurry? Maybe not even.
Yeah.
Because the more north you go, you're getting to the pole.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, I used to live in the Canary Islands for a while, and they're almost on the equator. It's just off the south coast of Africa. And there, it's like, if they see a cloud, they run. Because, it's not it's not the seen thing around there. So, if a little bit of rain falls, there's so many loose rocks and things, they actually give out like a traffic light warning system because, if it rains, rocks are going to fall. And then you come back to the UK and it's like, well, rain is just normal. But you've got people who live in Australia and different places that have never seen snow in their life. And it's completely alien to them when they do see it. And it's, we live in a crazy world. We do.
Same thing for people who come from California to Idaho.
Yeah.
It's like snow.
I mean,
what's this?
Yeah, I mean, is Texas and that that deserted like you'd see in the movies? Because like where there's like cactuses and nothing else and mountains, literally nothing else. And obviously, because Brandon, I've seen quite a few videos or stories with him going through Texas or going through anywhere, and then I'm like, seriously, at least our country's a little bit better than that, and it's got a lot more greenery.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry, go ahead. I'm listening. I was just updating
No, I mean,
stuff.
I think that's the upside of us having rain so much. We have so much greenery and.
This is true.
I mean, I grew up in a city, and then I moved to a countryside a couple of years ago, and it's so lovely because you get peace and quiet.
It's true, yeah. It is a lot different. I mean, initially, it can drive you absolutely stir crazy, but then afterwards you're like, oh, it's quiet. And if you went back to a city life, you'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You'd be closing your ears because there'd be so much noise around. It's literally is noise pollution.
About quiet.
Yeah.
There seems to be a person up here that's being pretty quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Can we take a guess?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jen's always quiet, aren't you, honey? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just want to make sure you're not dead. You're alive.
Yeah. We did have camera for a moment, but then she turned it off again. So.
Are you in the Discord?
Jen, I think Jen, are you in my Discord group? No. Okay. Are you on Discord at all? I can't remember. I'm confused. Do you have Discord? No. There you go. Jen doesn't have Discord.
I am.
Yes, Whitney's in the Discord group, and I think
I'm pretty sure Spike is.
yes, Spike's in the Discord group. Yeah. Ooh, I got a plate. Who? What? Yes, Spike is definitely Aussie. Yeah.
Yep.
Brendan? Who? Where?
Everyone's being so quiet. I mean, I don't think we have anything else to talk about.
No, to be honest, I mean, I think I'm all chatted out. I mean, actually, no, I can probably talk until the cows come home. But yeah.
You're talking, Queen.
It's chill chat to me.
It's a chill chat to me. Yeah. I mean, this is what Mental Health Mondays is all about. Come in, talk about a subject, even if it's not particularly topic. It's, you know, some people can just chill
I mean,
back
I've
and
been
forget
off topic
the
all day.
basically. So,
Well, I've been off topic most of the time I've been on here. I mean, I've chatted a little bit about it.
I'm never on topic.
What's the topic?
Well, the topic originally was Mental Health Mondays, you know, so if you had any issues to talk about, come up and talk about them. But, you know, we kind of did 5 minutes of that and then just carried on talking generically, so. But yeah, we are coming up on the hour, not on the timer, but on the actual clock. So I'm going to give you all a minute or two each to say your goodbyes, and then we're going to go raid Roxy. Because Roxy's still live, so I'm hoping to raid her before she finishes.
Is it the Patreon thing?
Basically, no, it's not the Patreon thing. Basically, when you're in a broadcast with someone, they will. Now there's a feature where you can send your entire audience to someone else. Originally, when broadcasters ended, it would randomly throw you into someone else's broadcast, but now we can actually target who we want to go into. So once I finish,
Or take whoever's on EC.
yes, yeah. So then once I've finished, I just type in a little command and it'll pop you into the person who I choose. Hopefully she's still going to be live by the time I throw you in there, because I don't know how long she's live for. So, but yeah, I'm going to open the floor to you, starting with Ebby, Whitney, and then Jen. Final thoughts.
I'm just going to say be yourself.
Best advice anybody could have. Definitely always be
Love
yourself.
Don't do drugs.
Whitney.
Don't do drugs.
I did actually hear that, but I just thought I'd let you say it again. So. Okay, and Jen, my darling.
Oh, I don't know.
She never knows, bless her, but this is why we love her.
That's her.
Say again, Jen.
No, do I? Be yourself.
You don't have to. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Be yourself. So she's stealing Ebby's line. So we've got be yourself. Don't do drugs. Be yourself. That's her line. Copyright. You're gonna get a letter from her solicitors.
Moral flattery, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I said it earlier and I'll say it again.
Huh? What?
Been in school. What he said.
Yeah. No looking over my shoulder. She said we're not supposed to copy. No. Okay, guys, I'm going to drop you back to the audience. If you want to stay for the raid to go over to Roxy's, you're more than welcome. If not, yeet and find yourself someone else, because otherwise you are going to get thrown over as soon as I pop the command in. So, yep, day gone, day gone. Jen's left. Jen, I'm going to send you to the audience. Love you, honey. Thank you for joining me.
Bye.
Bye. Oops. I almost dragged myself there. Thank you, Abby. Thank you for exiting. Appreciate it. Thank you to Whitney for joining me as well. Quick shout out to Lucian, fucking Lisa, Whitney, Abby, Chatters, Laws, John, James, Taylor, and Cordy, but Cordy's now gone. We are going to raid Roxy Toxic, but copy and paste that, everybody. Hashtag Demon Raid, hashtag Warship Sent Me. Thank you again. You just snuck that in under the wire, plus another 50. Oh, you are still here. Sorry, it didn't show up in the list. That is very, very strange. That's because you sent me likes. I must have skipped over you. Sorry. Yeah, so thank you to you, definitely, because you are still here. I enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow night. It's going to be 1 a.m. In the UK, but 8 p.m., I think, EST. And I'm going to be joined by Kristen B. Sharp. And we're going to be doing a makeup challenge. We're going to be doing horror unicorns for Halloween. So, yeah, I will be in her stream. So if you haven't already, go and have a look at Christine B. Sharp. I won't be able to do that. I'm in college in the morning. Don't worry. I will try to record it if I can and capture a few moments. If not, I will be posting some of the pictures with the finished looks anyway, so that you can at least see that. And then after that, Wednesday, we're back to the regular schedule show, 7 p.m. UK for open mic. We'll be doing 7 till 9, and then we will be raiding the Man of Steel himself, the Man of Legend, Mr. Ryan Steele. But for now, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all the love, and appreciate everyone who guested with me tonight. Go into Roxy, say Demon Raid, hashtag Warship sent me, and send all of my love, and I will be following you any minute.